I stood in the grand living room of the house I built with my own hands, the house I paid for, surrounded by my in-laws. Their eyes were sharp with barely disguised satisfaction, like predators who believed the hunt was over. My wife sat on the couch, arms crossed, a smug smirk playing on her lips, as if she had already won before the battle even began. "You need to leave," her father said, his voice thick with fake authority. "This house, the cars, the business, they're all in her name now. There's nothing left for you here." I exhaled slowly, fingers brushing the edge of the envelope hidden deep in my pocket. The moment I had waited for was finally here. I met their gazes one by one. My wife, her father, her mother, and that useless brother of hers. They thought I was broken, defeated, beaten. They believed they had won. They had no idea what storm was about to hit them. It all began 6 months ago. My in-laws, always controlling, always meddling, despised me for being self-made, for not being born into old money like them. When they pushed the idea to transfer all my assets into my wife's name, disguised as a mere formality, I should have seen the trap. But I played along, letting them believe they were pulling the strings, letting my wife stroke my arm, whisper how much she loved me, how this was just paperwork, how everything would still be shared. I saw the hunger in her father's eyes when I signed those papers. I saw the victorious curl of her mother's lips, and that pathetic brother grinning like a fool, thinking he'd inherited a kingdom. They believed they'd strip me of everything. But they forgot one thing. I read every document before I sign it. The night I discovered the affair, I felt nothing. No rage, no heartbreak, just a cold, sharp clarity cutting through the fog. She thought she was clever, hiding her betrayals behind business trips and late meetings. But people like her always slip up. A phone left carelessly on the kitchen counter, a whispered conversation ending abruptly as I walked in. That's when I knew this was never just about greed. It was about erasing me. While she lay beside me, blissfully unaware, I stared at the ceiling and made my decision. I wouldn't just walk away. I was going to burn them all down. First, I secured my safety. That was their first mistake. The final page of the contract I'd signed contained a hidden clause. If my wife was found guilty of infidelity, every asset would revert to me. Buried in legal jargon, it was the one thing they never bothered to check. I spent weeks gathering evidence, photos, videos, bank transactions, enough to bury her lies forever. I liquidated accounts, shifted ownership of assets they didn't even know I had. And then I waited. Now, standing before them in this room filled with their smug faces, her father repeated, sharper and more impatient this time, "You need to leave." I pulled the envelope from my pocket, deliberately slow, letting the tension stretch tight. Then I tossed it onto the coffee table. "What's this?" my wife scoffed, snatching the papers and scanning them. Her expression flickered. Amusement, confusion, then pure horror. Surprised, I asked, tilting my head with a cold smile. "You shouldn't be. You were so eager to take everything from me, but you never thought I might have been a step ahead." Her father snatched the documents from her hands, face turning a furious red as he read. "Infidelity clause," I said, savoring the way those words made them flinch. "Everything you tried to steal, it's mine again." Silence slammed down like a hammer. Then came the fury. "You bastard!" Her brother lunged at me, but I stepped aside smoothly, watching him stumble like the fool he was. "You did this on purpose," my wife whispered, eyes wide with disbelief. I leaned in close, my voice low and ice-cold. "Of course I did." Her mother grabbed her husband's arm, desperation seeping into her voice. "There has to be a way around this. There has to be." "There isn't." I cut her off. "It's ironclad. You'd know that if you had actually read what I signed." Her father slammed the papers on the table. "This won't stand in court. We have better lawyers than you could ever afford." I smirked. "Oh, I doubt that, because that's the second part of my plan. The media, the public exposure. By the time they tried to fight me, every sordid detail, the deception, the fraud, my wife's affair, would be splashed across headlines, dragging their precious reputation through the mud. And then I played my final card. You have 24 hours to leave this house." My voice was calm, quiet, but it cut through them sharper than any scream. I want you out. My wife's mouth opened and closed, but no words came. I own everything now, I said. The house, the cars, the accounts. You have nothing. You are nothing. She trembled. Her father looked like he might explode. Her mother clutched her pearls, horror dawning in her eyes. Her brother just sat there, dumb, useless, finally understanding the free ride was over. I turned toward the door, paused long enough to deliver my final words. You try to destroy me. A slow, deliberate exhale. Now you get to watch as I erase you instead. Then I left. I never looked back.